Good morning, 6. Good morning, class. All right, bring it a little closer here for you. Just so I have the as far. So give you a little preview of your day here. It's gonna be 2 sections. So this first strength section is gonna focus 2 movements: deadlift and a loaded push-up, specifically working in the loaded side of it. That's gonna be the first half. The second half is going to be partner work. Like I said, it is going to work some more in the hinge motion. That's going to be the main focus of the stuff today. So it's going to be partner work more dynamically with kettlebell in that hinge too as you go through. So it's going to be the heavier loaded stuff with the hinge and the lighter and dynamic as you go into it. What we're going to do here for your warm-up is kind of similar idea. I'm going to give you 3 activities, and you're going to have 6 minutes to go through 3 rounds of it. Just generally warming you up for the movement. So 30 seconds of cardio. The cardio can be whatever you want, just using it to kind of get you moving and blood flowing. Then you're going to do a 5-second dead hang to up, pull up, or variation. So this is to help start warming up your back and lats. So I want you to do 5 seconds in an active bar hang. So instead of just hanging, actively pulling out lats, then after 5 seconds, you can go either into a pull-up, you could go down, do a jumping pull-up, you could do a TRX, but then working on the pull motion. The final one, do a little bit to kind of loosen up, lower back, glutes, hamstrings. You're going to have 5-a-side of a laying leg cross. So laying on the ground, arms out to the side, still in a controlled manner. You're going to bring one leg up and dropping across the body towards the opposite hand, then bringing it back center, then alternating to the other side as you go through. I'm going to give you 6 minutes to try working through 3 rounds of this. 30 seconds of cardio, 5-second bar hang into 1 pull-up, and then 5-a-side of the laying leg cross. I'm going to have this clock rolling for you here, going in 10 seconds. You can do it in any order if you want, but if you want to do the cardio, kind of get the blood flowing here off the bat for you. Work hard. So get yourself going. See how you feel first 30 and such. Said 30 seconds. Then you have your 5 dead hang active for those 5 seconds. Lats pull down. And that will transfer you right into a pull-up or variation. And then find spot 5-a-side of the laying leg cross. As you go through the leg cross, kind of thing to think about mobility-wise is, are you able to get that foot across to the opposite hand? And are you able to keep the shoulders on the ground while you also get to the opposite side? That's just giving you an idea of how the mobility is. Are you able to do that full range of motion? You good, Carrie? Yeah, you might eat some Rice Krispies as you do this too. What's that? Just giving that idea of kind of, can you get the hand to the opposite, the foot to the opposite hand? Why keep the shoulders on the ground? Then just go right back to your cardio. 30 seconds, trying a little bit faster. I said just a little bit faster. There you go. All right. 5 steps to be active in your bar hang, and then into that is full variation. So get the back warmed up and going. Then maybe you move a little better here. Come that second time on the laying leg cross. Might be like, hey, moves a little easier, a little less tension. And once you finish the second round, hop right into round 3, your last one. So just kind of be the end of the general warm up. So move right after. You got about a minute left here. Minute left here. And rest. And rest. All right. Very good. So now where you're going to move into now is prepping, I said, for your first section. And so there's 2 main movements. You're going to have a deadlift and a loaded push-up. For the deadlift, the way you're looking for is where I'm going to say a working set of 15. That means you do 15 reps. That like get you out of breath. That'd be hard. But if you had about a minute of rest, you could do another set of 15 again at that weight. So working set does not mean max out. So working set for 15 where that's hard, that's work, gets you out of breath. If you had a minute off, you could do another set of 15 at that weight. That's the one. On the loaded push-up, with the loaded push-up, I said, this can be even knee push-up, but I want you to work an 8, keeping it strict in whatever position you go through, but you're pressing the plate up more towards the upper back. From your set, it could be the toes. You can do the same thing from your knees. This is going to always be 5 reps. And you're going to do it for, I said, multiple sets. But I want you to like play with it. Try maybe a warm-up round, but then try 5. I said you can do it from your knees. You can do it on your toes here. But I want you to work in doing it with a load no matter what variation you're doing. So you need to find the working set of 15 for the deadlift and what you can do for 5 on the weighted push-ups. I'm going to give you 3-4 minutes here. Just kind of warm up, prepping those 2 activities. So take your time building up. So if you have 4 minutes here, remember the deadlift said 15 or 8. That's work. It's hard. It's work. Gets you out of breath. If you had a minute off, you could do another set of 15 at that weight. And then practice the push-up. That no matter the variation, I do want you to try it in a loaded push-up. How's the shoulder been, Scott? Still there a little bit, getting better.
I felt it last week or so.
Oh, good. All right, perfect. All right. No, don't say that. Don't say that. Come on, Scott. Yeah, so take your time, build up here on the dips. And I do practice some push-up, kind of see how weight on it feels. Pat, does this feel fine on the back? Like, do you want to do lunges? Yeah, I was like, do those generally feel pretty fine on it? I'd say do lunges, because that's probably going to allow you to be comfortable and actually go for intensity on it. So if you want to do reverse, yeah, I'd say the same because it's gonna become time frame stuff. Because like you're gonna the first set to give you an idea. I'm just gonna say work for. I'm gonna say do for 30 seconds and just do your normal pace. And then each round is like it goes up by 1, and then you might go back down even. But I'd say do lunge, maybe reverse, pick your variation of it here. And same thing. Yeah, load with the idea probably, probably what about 7 aside. So that's 7 to 10 aside. Good. So got about a minute here, getting towards that 15 and having what you want for your push-up. Yeah, 15. Yeah, working set of 15. You do 15, hard, each set of breath. But if you took a minute off, you could do another set of it. That's what you want to think. Well, I mean, so this one, I'd rather the lighter because said it's going to be a little more the volume that becomes the challenge of this as you go through. So as it adds, if it's 10, it's just like it'll add up very quick. Good. All right. So should we, I would say now kind of getting final weights on the bar and getting final weight you want to use for the push-up. Give you a moment here on that. How this is going to work for you here is that this is always going to be every 90 seconds. So everything's going to be a 90-second time frame. It's going to be 10 overall rounds. How it's going to go? Your first round, I'm going to tell you just to deadlift for 30 seconds. It's not go as fast as you can. Just do whatever your normal deadlift pace would look like for 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, just remember that number. And then you're going to move into your 5 loaded push-ups. Then you rest the remainder of the 90 seconds. Then, round 2 through 10. Each round, I'd ask you to add 1 to your deadlift. So say the first round you do 7. Round 2, I'm going to ask you to do 8. Your push-up is always going to stay at 5. That's going to be your consistent no matter what. So each round the deadlift goes up. Eventually, you will most likely get to a spot where you're going to be like, time-wise, I probably don't have time to do my push-up and feel like I'm maybe recovered to get to my deadlift again. I will then tell you to just cut out the push-ups then. So you might get to around 5 or 6 and be like, hey, can't handle it, cut the push-ups. And some of you, especially if you load maybe a little bit on the heavier end with the deadlift, you might even get to a spot on the deadlift where you might be like, hey, the deadlift can't go up. It might start going down if needed to. But that might be more towards like round like 8, 9, and 10. So each round the deadlift will go up. If you get to a point that you can't get in the time and need to take the push-ups out, you will remove the push-ups. And then you might even get to the last round or two where you might have to go down on the deadlift. This is more about the volume part of the deadlifts as you go through in the hinge. And just keeping it strict work on the loaded push-up. So first round, just 30 seconds. Do your normal deadlift pace. Keep track of your number. And then you have 5 push-ups in the remainder of that 90 seconds. All right. Question 6 before you guys start. All right. Clock saying step up front here is going to be your first set. Remember, just go normal deadlift pace. Just your normal pace for the 30. Clock rolls in 10 seconds. So start getting set up. Is going to work for 30 here. 3, 2, 1 here. Normal pace. Just do your normal deadlift pace. You're not going to get to 15, or you shouldn't get to 15 in this time frame. Yep, you have 10 seconds still. And rest. Now you have 5 loaded push-ups. So try and get that plate more towards the upper back as you can to more load it more through the chest. The lower it is in the back, it's going to become maybe more on your low back or core challenge. And you have 5. So really think about bracing the core, glutes, to keep that back neutral. All right. So you have 30 cents. Whatever your number is, you're going to add 1 more to it this next round. The push-up stays the same. So if you did 7, you're going to do 8, 5 push-up. You have the 90 seconds to do so right now. So this is going to be, so you should be, okay, all right, 8, that's manageable. Does work. You said you weren't at 15. So you should be, yeah, you're going to be able to do this. But it's going to be the scaling piece as you go through. 10 cents. But always go through the same setup. No matter what this is, you should have the exact same setup, your same approach every time. All right, now you can start when you're ready on it. So go through the setup. Nice controlled. You're probably looking, you'll still do this unbroken this set. Yep. Control. And then you got your weighted push-up. Steve, do you wanna wait? Do you wanna wait?
You know, I end up fucking around with that thing so much that it just burns my time. You know what I mean?
Oh, you're trying to get it on?
Yeah.
Really?
I get it on and I start wiggling and I'm like, I'm like, fuck that.
Ah. Well, here, what you do. So give him a little wire and just make sure you get that big range of motion and make it the deficit one. Yeah. So just make sure you get that big range. You get that chest to the floor then on it. Oh, with his shoulders popping out too. Good, 10 cents here. You're adding another rep now. So yeah, it's getting a little more challenge. You can break up deadlifts if you need to at some point also. You can always break them up. When you're ready, round 3 now for you. So you go through your setup. Remember, same approach and setup every round. That never changes. Good. It's at 45. Good, Pat. Good. So you still get timer, but sort of have in your mind that, hey, you can break up the deadlifts too. You will get to a point probably where you can still get it done in time, but you can still break it up and just have the same approach though. When you break it up, go through the step where it's always all right. Get yourself set, get brace. Just think about the form, but you don't have to do unbroken once that volume starts to get to the higher range. You have 6 seconds here. Then you're going to be up in round 4. So go through the setup. When you're ready, you are on 6. Yep. Remember, and as you get fatigued, let the legs be the driver. Add the bend in the knees still. Don't start to make it strict on the hamstring or let the low back take over. Let the legs stay the main driver. You got 30 seconds, so 30 seconds. All right, so this next one's gonna put you halfway through here already with it. So looking good. Remember, if you get to that point too where you can't get the push-up in time, you can cut the push-up and keep the deadlifts building. 5 seconds, same step. Nothing changes the step. Nothing changes the setup. And here you go. Go. Good step. 50 seconds here. We have 50 seconds here. Go. All right, still building here on it. So this is now I said we're gonna get that higher volume where you may be looking at it. It's like, yeah, you might have to be breaking up the deadlifts here. That is fine. It's mashing with the volume. You got 10 seconds here, so I know, but make sure you're set. Don't rush it. If you take an extra 5 cents to get set, take an extra 5 seconds. 3, 2, and you're on. Christina, good. So we got 40 here. I like the strict push-ups, Christina. There you go. What do you mean? I mean, strict push-up. You have to think like that's like a Hey, you're doing it for volume, but you gotta think a strict push-up, like when I've done body weight on a scale, like me doing a strict push-up is like doing like 140 to 150 pound chest press. So yeah, I think like proportion wise, like that's great. You're on here in 3. Hey, so I said this is where you imagine if you're getting a point, hey, Dallas is right up. You might be like, okay, I'm gonna cut out the push-ups. Perfect. You might be at that point, and that is fine. But manage it out. That's what I said. It might be 3 sets now. Just make sure you're getting set every time. As you later rounds, said push up, really keep still doing the push-ups, really stay engaged and keeping the range of motion and still keeping that spine position. Making sure that as you fatigue, it's not starting to arch as you try to get back up. There you go, Jay. It's good. All right, you have 3 sets left. You have 3 sets left here. All right, get yourself set up for 8. Remember, same step. As you're tired, just go through spots. Get your feet set. Back set. Think about your bracing now that when you're ready, here you go. Same approach, though. Same approach. Press. Good 30 seconds. Good carry. It's good. All right, 15 sets. This is the last 2 sets. So as fatigue, this ain't know if you're going up, going down, so you have push-ups, but you gotta stay engaged with the form part of it. So I said it might be down for almost the entire 90 here because you have to break it up. When you're going, but make sure you're intentional here. Here you go. Staying the last round. Staying the last round. There you go, Scott. Yep, so break it up. Know how to approach it. But you always get set every time before you start. You're set every time before you start. $20 seconds. Do you want something different on the kettlebell swings?
I need something other than that.
All right, okay. Give me saddle and some stuff. 10 seconds. All right. This is your last set. So approach this as you need or what your goal is. If you're going up if you're going up and down still, down and down still. Last set. When you are ready, you can start. Last set. Yeah, take time. You can use the full 90. You can use the full 90. Yep, you still got 30. Still got 30. You have time. You have time. No rush. No rush. Yep, you're real ace. Get set one last time. Round of 5. And rest 6. All right. So, catch your breath here. How's that look? Is you're gonna end up putting all these weights away. The two things you're gonna need is A, you're going to need a partner. The second piece is said the work today, you did the heavy loaded on the hinge. Now we're gonna do dynamic. It's working all through that posterior chain still. Is you're gonna be loading off of an overhead kettlebell swing. Your goal is I want you to have a weight that you're not sure if you can get 20 in a row of the overhead kettlebell swing. So the weights will go back, and then you need to find a partner and then a weight for an overhead kettlebell swing that you're not sure if you can get 20 of them in a row. And you could share that with your partner if they want the same weight. But I said you should be not sure you do 20 in a row in the overhead kettlebell swing. Karin, how's everything feeling?
Not really doing kettlebell.
Do you kind of have something you normally want to do and substitute for it, or?
They'll do lunges now since I just.
Yeah, I guess it kind of depends if you want to be more of the dynamic full body, or. So, like, one, I'm gonna ask Pat, because Pat's over his back. You can do like a wall ball, would be a good, little more full body one, and it'd probably be somewhat close time wise. So I'd say do that. So do like 20 of the wall ball, and then maybe with it you could do like a sumo left high pull with the ball too if you want, or do like a squat clean with the ball.
Just like a smile.
Yeah.
Just so I don't have.
Yeah. Do that. Perfect. How does a wall ball feel? Have you ever done a chest pass one? Where you
Straight out.
where you do a squat, but you press it forward. So it doesn't do like the down force on it. 'Cause I've had people do that before where if the overhead doesn't work, they like that because it doesn't load with it because you're catching instead, but you can still get like the force of it while doing the squat part of it. That was my thought with it. You could also do one that if you want to do either like a little dip or you can just do a straight curl into the press, or if you're like your curl press, or or if you're comfortable just doing the little, just like little dip with it, you could do that too. So you can like kind of the curl press into the overhead with it. Do you feel comfortable with that? I was gonna say, do you feel comfortable with that? Is the main thing first.
I might do strict press.
All right.
Second one. We just did shoulders yesterday. It was like 2 days ago. I did shoulders 2 days ago.
Yeah. But I'm saying, if you want the more dynamic one, that's why I said, maybe that squat wall ball, the chest pass version of it might be a good version to give you dynamic. And then, if you want to just pick something else to do for that one, I mean, you could do the clean to press or just curl the press and make it strict on it. All right, how this is going to work for you 6 is this is going to stay in the 90-second time frames. How it works is partner 1. You will have to do 20 of your overhead cowbell swings and then 5 of a deadlift high pull with your cowbell in the 90. This is why I said I want this to be a weight where you're not sure if you're going to be able to do the 20 in a row. So this should be a very challenging 90 seconds because partner 2, you're going to have the activity that's a little more of the intentionally scaled back, where you're going to have 90 seconds to do 10 calories, which should feel like, yeah, okay, that's plenty of time. You're not rushed. But the idea is that kettlebell one should be like, well, this is really heavy. I'm not just flying through it. And I'm going to appreciate having the 10 calories as a little more of movement, but not pushing you for the full 90. You'll do 2 rounds of each alternating. You have 90 seconds each one. If you finish early, don't switch early. That will go right into 2 rounds of partner 1 will have 15 deadlift high pull and then 10 shoulder height kettlebell swings, while partner 2 still does the 10 calories. So 2 rounds of each every 90 seconds, 2 rounds of each every 90 seconds. So you need to decide with your partner who starts the kettlebell, who starts the calories, and then we'll get you going.
Yeah. What gave it away?
So 20 kettle swing, 5 sumo deadlift high pulls. And partner 2 is doing 10 calories. All right, cross and roll in 10. So the kettlebell should be very challenging. You said, I want that. If you do 20 in a row, is you barely do 20 in a row, if you even can do 20 in a row, because your 10 calories will be reprieve. You are on 6. 20 on the kettlebell. If you finish early, just rest. Maybe you have 30 seconds here still. 5. Yep. 20 the overhead, 5 the deadlift high pull. So he said, yep, you got time. It's this idea. The cardio should be like it's work but manageable. You're not pushed on the time frame. Where the kettlebell one should be the one that's like, all right, this is not higher intensity. This is making you push a lot harder in the 90 seconds. So you had 10 seconds here, starting your second activity. 3, 2, and you're on. Do you want a wall? Do you want to make it a chest pass? So you just do a wall. Yeah, do a squat. You just push it forward. Yep, make a chest pass. Yeah. That. No, this should be like it's work. This should be the one where you're like, oh, this is hard. If you have 30 seconds here still, I think I move that second round. All right. Perfect. Back to your first activity in 10. All right. Clock goes in 3, 2, and here you go. Good. 20 on that kettlebell swing. You still have 30 seconds here. And this next 90 is going to finish off this first half. And they'll be moving into the second. All right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and you're on. Good, manage that kettle swing, still get that nice range of motion. Good. Good, you still have 30 seconds. Then this goes right into the set section. The difference is partner 1, you have 15 of your sumo deadlift high pull, then 10 shoulder height kettlebell swings. Partner 2, you still have 10 calories. You're gonna have 2 rounds of that. You will be starting that in 10 seconds. All right, you're on in 3, 2, and here you go. $15 and $10. Molly. $30 seconds. Good. Remember, 15 on the deadlift high pull from the floor still, using the legs, drive from the floor up. Then 10 of the shoulder height kettlebell swing. All right, clock goes in 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, and you're on. Good here, Seth. About 30 seconds, and you're gonna have one more on the kettlebell, and you have one more on the calories to close it out for you. 6. All right, 15 seconds here. Said you have one more round of each here. Close out. 15 on the depth high pull, 10 on the cow swing, and the 10 calories. 3 minutes of work left here. Going 3, 2, 1, and you are on. Thirty seconds. All right, 15 cents, final 90 seconds of work 6. It'll be your final piece. Clock rolls for you here in 3, 2, 1, and you're on. Last one. Good, 50 seconds, 50 seconds. Yeah. All right. First off, great work there, 6. A lot of work in that hinge and posterior chain. So if you're gonna do any stretching, I recommend that. Said through the hamstring, the glutes. Got me said that back from being worked here. Second, do you remember the Christmas party? Fit One is on December 12th. It's gonna be at Coalition at 6:30. There is a sign sheet front. If you plan on going, we'd love just for you to write it down, just so there's an estimate and idea of how many people are gonna be there. And also, don't forget, get your ticket. For those on the teams, get your ticket to add to your bucket. I said, if you did the online challenge, show it to me if you tagged us, and you can get another one for your team.
It's the online show.
Boom. You gotta look at it online. Facebook. Go to the Fit Facebook.
Online what? Facebook?
Yeah. All right. Well,
I'm trying to provide an example for our children.
Don't be going online. Don't be posting.
yeah. Well, turns out every marketing person that we talk to is like, you need to do stuff on social media. And we're like, all right. Is a sweatshirt one where you have to put a sweatshirt on wearing like a handstand position off of like a box or something.
Anyways, so
Kristen can try it. Kristen could, couldn't she? Yeah. I think Chris could do that. Oh yeah, you don't have to do it in a handstand. Should clarified.
I'll film it for everybody. I'll film it, put it on social media.
Um. I changed the warm up a little bit because shorter. I mean that's still they maybe get it done in 3 rounds in 6 minutes. Just, I mean, just change the last piece and did less stuff because it. I mean, they still might not even get it done in 6 minutes to be honest. So the same thing I told him, load it, 15, working set. If you took a minute off, you could do another set of 15 and then just load the push up. To get back, I mean, that works. I mean, just the volume adds up after time. I mean, I just say exactly as, at some point you might stop doing the push-ups depending. Some people
Start coming back down at all? Or?
I don't know if people actually went down. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. There's no way to tell. Some people did push-ups the entire time, but it's because people wanted to do push-ups the entire time. So some people will do push-ups maybe the entire time. Some people generally get around like 7, 8 is where you might cut those out.
Okay.
This part, I mean, it's kind of, if you want it to be hard, you gotta make the kettlebell swing fucking the most fucking heavy thing in your life because you're gonna get done in the nice sense and 10 calories isn't that hard. So like, I mean, that's what Tom was like. It's meant to be one of these. It's supposed to be easier and like a little bit work, but recovery. But if you want that, like if you want some part of this to be hard, like my first one,